call Audi Kansas City on speaker?
Molly Audi, Volkswagen.
Hey, can I talk to parts?
Yeah, just a moment.
Okay. Yeah, I need an engine for a 2008 R8, a V8 car.
Okay. You have the VIN number?
I do. It is... I was really just looking for pricing at the moment to see what we could put together.
It's gonna scare you.
Okay.
22,999.94.
So 23 plus tax, another 2 in tax, I assume, somewhere in there?
2497.93. That's just for the long block.
Okay, so 25 out the door, basically.
Yeah.
On today's episode of Watch JR Go, we go buy the engine for the R8. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go, and Amberghini and I are out here in the Volt. We are headed to Audi of Wichita today to pick up the engine for the R8. Well, not pick up, buy. And once we make this deal happen, it'll take another probably week, maybe a little longer, for Audi to ship that to the dealership here. And then we'll need to get a truck over there, and they'll forklift the crate into the back of the truck. Or, I mean, maybe they'll deliver it to the house. I don't think that's in the cards, but it would be cool. And hey, maybe we can use the e-tron to move the engine. But either way, we're headed over there now, and we're gonna make one of those life-changing impacts on your wallet. I'm a little less than excited about what it's gonna cost, but we've got a deal worked out. When we get there, I'll tell you what the deal is.
Bet y'all forgot we even had an R8.
I kind of forgot I had an R8.
Sometimes we forget.
Look, it had to be done. Plus, it's summertime, and we need to have something to just drive around and have fun.
You know, because out of like the 10 that...
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. Amber's over here getting her massage before we go do this wildness. Everybody needs to see this because it's crazy. Here's the theater in our Audi dealership, and it is huge. Oop. Opened up really fast. Oh, you're going to look at that RS5?
Yeah, I like the color a lot.
So we're headed back inside to spend $20,000 on a brand new engine that Audi is shipping in. Of course, it's in the US right now, but it's not here in Wichita. By far one of the most expensive engines you could ever buy. I guess the Huracan engine's a little more if you buy a new, but it's super easy to find V10s. The V8 is just incredibly hard to get, and I think we've learned that over the last 2 months, where I've looked at every single R8 on Copart. I've looked at every engine in the world for sale, which there's a few. There's like 3 of them, but they want cores and they want things shipped back that would cost, you know, $3,000 in shipping both ways. It was just going to be outrageous. So Audi offered me a reasonable deal. It's about $5,000 off, and we're going to go with it. So all that's left is getting out the Amex and running it for this crazy amount. And can we add this to the ticket?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. We might as well buy an R8 since we're here to buy an R8 engine. This is pretty cool. The fraud department's definitely gonna wonder what I'm doing right now. All right, Jeff, what's our total here?
20,056.22 is your total.
Can I have a new car with that as well? Can you throw in like an A3? We're pretty close to that territory, I think. All right, there's the card.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to ask if they would throw in like a Q5 or something.
They should.
Right? It's crazy. What a wild price for an engine. It blows my mind, and we could never find another one. Of course, there's that one, I don't know how many times I've mentioned it, there's one for sale right now that's in a car, but that car has a reserve that's over $35,000, and it's been hit on all 4 corners, and who knows how bad the engine is. So honestly, I think this is the only safe way we're going to get this car back on the road. Did it decline?
Well, not yet.
Not yet?
It looks like it did.
That is unbelievable. American Express, making me look like I have a lot more money than I ever did.
I just need a signature.
All right.
A copy.
Thank you, Jeff. I guess I should probably
take a week and a half to get.
Okay.
And we'll give you a call.
And then we're gonna bring a truck. Do you have a forklift to load it or something, I assume?
We don't.
Okay, so I'm assuming it comes in a big plastic crate like engines normally do?
It'll either be wooden or plastic.
Okay, and then what will we do to load that? Bring 4 people and pick it up?
Yeah, it may take a few of us.
Okay.
Get some techs to help and
We'll
load it for you.
get it done one way or the other?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you much, Jeff.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Get my V10, much better R8, and get out of here. Alright. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
One of those game-changing days in your life when you could have bought like 20 other cars, but instead bought one engine for one car. I just got home from Audi with my brand new V10 R8 that was $20,000. It's really nice. Can't wait to put the engine in it. I mean, look at that. There's no engine in it. So, you know, I'm gonna put this together in my spare time, I guess. But really, I'm just here with a piece of paper that says I own an engine for an R8, and it's on its way, that is. So let's call another dealership right now, and we're gonna get a price quote from them on what this engine would cost. That way we can just hear from somebody that I haven't talked to before what it costs to put a V8 in an R8.
$24.97.93. That's just for the long block.
Okay, so 25 out the door, basically.
Yeah.
So, $25,000 for that engine out the door anywhere else. I really do have to give a huge thank you to Audi here in Wichita for really taking care of this, and they offered us access to the cars up there. We're doing a rally with them very soon. We're putting together a whole bunch of cool Audi content that we'll be using the R8 for. I can't wait to go drive it around with there's a couple other R8s in the city, and we can go have some fun. Just drive around and enjoy this, well, right now, beautiful weather. Of course, it'll be one more week before my engine's here, and then of course it'll be like a month before we're actually wrapped up on this project, I think. It's gonna take a little bit of time because we've got to get the engine in, and we have to get the turbos sent to Florida and cleaned up and back. So they're probably fine. I'm pretty sure they're perfect, but I do want a shop that works on turbos to check over them and give me an okay. The part number on that engine is 079-100-031-R, and it just says base engine. And the rest of the numbers on here they're big. And of course we have this R8 assembly here, which was $60. And we have the total here on this receipt, which was $20,056.22. I mean, really, we could have done a lot with that, but it is gonna put this car back on the road, and I can't wait to drive it. I'm so excited about this. And honestly, cars seem to mean a lot more to you after you put an engine in them. That Camry we just swapped the engine in, I love that Camry for some reason. I was like, oh, this car is so good. Let's just keep fixing. There's nothing left to fix. I don't even have anything left to do. I've just been driving it and wanting to spend more time on that car. In reality, I just want it out of my life though, because I need to take that money and pay for this engine. And next up on the docket is getting all of this stuff cleaned up, moved out of the way so we can get an engine over here and then get the cherry picker on top of the R8, get that engine out, and then hook this engine, get them in. I mean, you guys know the drill. It's just unbolting bolts and bolting in more bolts. A little bit complicated, but you know, it's nothing you can't do if you take your time and label every bolt, basically. So we've got this huge box here that is filled with R8 bolts, and every single one of those bags is labeled with where the part came from and what it is. I've got this bottom panel and the fender liners and everything sitting right there. Those are all going outside this week sometime. I'm gonna scrub them down until they look brand new. I don't want any dirt left on these. I don't want any oil left on them. I want this car to look new in the engine bay when it goes back together. And I still need to get rid of the transmission for the S-Type R that's sitting there, and it's really in the way, I've got to say. But it's hard to ship those things, and it's really tricky when you're just a guy in your house and you need to ship a transmission out. And once I get all of that moved, and hopefully some of these parts from the other car, there's Cavalier EXP parts, things sitting all over, some of the bikes might need to leave for a bit. I need to find somebody who wants to hang on to maybe the chopper and the Grom. Actually, maybe all of them. I wouldn't mind parking all of these somewhere else while we're building the R8, because we need all of the room in the world. And of course the wheels and tires are going to go upstairs to the R8 room. All of these parts here, the bumper, catch can, all of these panels, they'll probably all go up to the R8 room, and we'll have just tons of room in the garage, which will be super nice, so we can get in and out and hopefully separate the manual transmission and the V8 long block on the ground. So once again, I know it's been a long time. Here it is. You guys get to take a look at the back of the R8. I think we're really close to getting it out, and obviously we haven't touched it since you guys saw the last video. I'm not trying to do anything off camera. I've been trying to show you every single part of the disassembly, and you're gonna see every single part of the reassembly, and hopefully very soon, I'd say a month from now, you're gonna see it drive down the road for the first time in a very long time. It's probably been a year since this car's been driven. Not to be beaten by that Toyota that hadn't been driven for 3 years when we started on that. Here's a very dusty R8 with a brand new heart on the way, and the brand new battery sitting in there just kind of dying. It's totally unhooked, but I need to get a charger back on there because there's nothing like letting a battery sit and it just going bad. They do that, you know, when you just don't use a battery for a long time. So I'll put it back on the trickle charger and we'll maintain that again because it's been unhooked for about a month and a half right now. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching me lose a lot of money that I've worked really hard for. It's a tough video to make. It was I was going up there, I was like, oh, can I do this? I mean, seriously, it's a stretch. It's crazy. I don't recommend you having to buy a new engine. I'm gonna bring you so much more R8 content. I really am excited to see this car back on the road, just looking at it and seeing the Bang & Olufsen tweeters in the dash and getting pumped up because everyone knows how great the first Gen R8 looks. It's go time very soon. 1 week from now, go time. So please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Speaking of engines that cost 1/20th as much as the R8 engine to build, here's the rest of the parts for the 420C engine. I know you've all been asking about it. I keep getting nonstop emails like, where's the 420 at? What are you doing? Well, we were waiting on a special order from Steiner. They had to split up another package to send me just valve springs and keepers. So Stan's ready to go. He's been sitting over there waiting on these parts. I'm gonna run them over to him today and he's gonna get the head put back together, pressure tested, and then we're going to assemble the engine. And shortly after that, that thing is gonna drive. Probably before this, honestly. It shouldn't take long at all to assemble. On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we spent $20,000 on this R8.